Hello and welcome to Talk a Good Game. It's just finished West Ham 2, Werder Bremen 2 in the Betway Cup. Another year goes by and West Ham fail to win that prestigious trophy of ours. And I'm joined by Dan. You've seen him on West Ham Fan TV. Dan, what do you make of pre-season friendlies? Do you pay much attention to them, or what are you looking for?
Overall, I find them quite boring to watch in terms of the actual football itself. But what I look for, I always watch and I like to see our new signings. I like to get a look at them, see how they're looking. And I love to see the youngsters get a chance and see which youngsters could be coming through. So that's what I look out for when I watch the pre-season.
Today, Arnautovic and Joe Hart both made their first start for West Ham. 10 minutes in, West Ham played quite well, but then Werder Bremen took the lead through a decent free kick, decent goal. Did you see the goal, Dan? Were you impressed with it? Or do you think our defence could have done a little bit better?
I think it was a good free kick for them. Where it's quite early on, you know, our defence maybe weren't quite switched on as they could. But overall, I think it was a good free kick, and I wouldn't blame anyone for it. You know, it was decent.
Yeah, I think it's just one of them goals that you just have to say well done to the opposition, really. 25 minutes in, however, Dan, is this maybe the highlight of the pre-season up until this point when Arnautovic got his first goal for us, albeit in a friendly? Good instinct shown by him?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see a new player get his first start, get a goal. And, I mean, it was a beautiful ball in from Marko. And it was just great. Like I said, he showed his instincts. He got himself in there, the right place, the right time, banged it in the back of the net. And yeah, I'd say you're right. It was the highlight of pre-season for me.
What about that link up in the first half between Marko and Arnautovic? I thought that was possibly the highlight of the game for me. Actually, it looks like they've clicked really, really quickly.
Yeah, that was exciting actually to see how they could work down that left flank. And they really did. They had the communication they had between each other. They seemed to sort of really be in sync with each other. And I think they could cause defences a lot of problems together because Marko's got that pace and he can overlap. And Arnautovic seems quite strong and quite able to hold the ball up as well. So it's a nice combo.
Well, in at half-time, 1-1. 5 minutes into the second half, Fernandes hit the post from 20 yards out. What's your thoughts on Fernandes pre-season, Dan? He was one of the players I was looking forward to, actually, because I thought this is a guy that's sort of been on the fringe of the first team last season. Bilic has said he's going to be more involved next season. So I thought this is probably his moment to shine, if you like. I think he's had quite a quiet pre-season so far.
Yeah, I mean, towards the end of the season, I think he started to dip a bit last season. And I was at Stoke away, and I don't think he had a great game there. And, you know, he's still young. I've seen a few flashes of brilliance from him during this preseason, but overall, like I said, quite quiet. So hopefully, you know, it's just a case of getting up to speed and just keep getting him playing. But I've got faith for him for the future.
60 minutes, West Ham made a whole heap of changes as they did last night in the first game. More of the youngsters coming on. 72 minutes gone. Declan Rice went really, really close. If you were watching the game live, the commentator said it was Nathan Holland, but it wasn't. It was Declan Rice that went really close from about 20 yards. And then Dan was said earlier that the highlight of pre-season so far was Arnautovic scored, and it might have changed later on in the game. 75 minutes in, Martinez got a goal with a header. Good play by Arnautovic and Ayew. Good cross, header. Is this now your highlight of the pre-season, seeing Martinez get on the score sheet?
Well, it's tough, isn't it? I mean, when Slav brought on all those youngsters, I thought, oh no, this could be disastrous, you know, because we only had like 2-3 senior players left on the pitch, and it was all youngsters. And this Werder Bremen side are a very good side, so I thought this could go wrong, and they really stepped it up. And for Martinez to get a goal, yeah, it's up there. I mean, seeing a new signing get a goal. The thing that stood out for Arnautovic, even though it is pre-season, getting a goal, is because it was all the Stoke fans giving it and trying to downplay the signing. Everton fans trying to downplay the signing. For him to get a goal was nice. And then obviously Martinez, someone who we see as possibly the future, it was good to see him score as well.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Martinez score. I've been quite not critical of him. I've been critical of more of the service he's been getting so far. I can't remember him touching the ball that much in the previous friendlies. Even tonight, he didn't touch the ball heaps, but when he did, he put it in the back of the net. 18 minutes, Werder Bremen made it 2-2. Decent enough goal again from them down the left. Cut back, bang, goal. Hart couldn't really do much about either goal. Then 2 minutes later, Nathan Holland with a volley looked like he'd scored, but it was ruled out for offside and finished 2-2. Dan, the formations. Bilic seems intent on sticking with 4 at the back. I suppose when the season finished, everybody was wondering what we were going to do next season. Are you pleased that we're playing the sort of 4-2-3-1 formation primarily pre-season?
Yeah, I think it's probably a formation that I think with the players that we've got, especially ones available at the moment, will probably fit us the best. So it's just, I guess he's trying to push that forward and get them used to playing that, the whole 4 at the back system. I think the 3 at the back or the 5 at the back works for certain teams, but I think overall we should get used to playing that 4 at the back.
What about the pre-season so far? Who's been impressing you out the whole pre-season, not just today?
Masuaku, for me, I think has been one of my players for pre-season because, I mean, he looked very good last season. And a lot of people were saying, you know, Masuaku over Creswell. And I was sort of saying, slow down. Let's see what he does in pre-season because he hasn't had many games for us. So let's give them both a chance at pre-season and see who shines. And Masuaku has done wonders. For the IU, when he's played, I've been quite impressed with IU. I was a bit scared when he went down and got injured in the first half, but he came back in the second half. So, you know, I like his movement. So, yeah, those 2 players. Zabaleta as well. Zabaleta I've really liked as well. Quite good leadership and a sort of a rock at right back.
I actually think IU did quite well tonight when him and Arnautovic was sort of, when the subs, especially when the subs were made and IU dropped a bit deeper. I thought them 2 linked up really well in the final third. I think it shows that both of them can be on the pitch at the same time. I've seen a lot of people saying it's going to be Lanzini, Antonio, and Arnautovic, but I'm a big fan of IU. I don't want to see him as a striker, but I'm a big fan of him. But I think this shows that you can play Arnautovic and IU, and possibly either Lanzini, maybe Antonio as well, and play Lanzini deeper. So I'm glad to see that. The kids, are you impressed with the kids? I thought, I mean, they did well again tonight and last night as well.
Yeah, I mean the kids, especially this game, is when I was really starting to get impressed with a lot of them, and they seem very mature and it's quite exciting. You know, Nathan Holland is really done wonders. Rice, all of them. You know, Reece Burke as well. It's good seeing him. Josh Cullen in the first half. I mean, I can't sort of knock any of them. They've all really gone out there and shown why they should be getting a chance. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I know a lot of them are going to go out alone. If we can keep 1 or 2 of them and start to maybe slip them in the cup games, I'd love to see that.
A couple more questions for Dan coming up. But if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button if you've enjoyed our very quick review of today's draw against Werder Bremen. But Dan, what's your final thoughts on the game overall? Give it a summary if you like. Any goods, any negatives?
Yeah, I mean, overall, I watched the game before yesterday's game. Very boring, very stagnant. This game was a big improvement for me. I saw a lot of things I liked. It looked good for going forward. It was great to see Arnautovic and Masuaku's link up, and really good to see the youth and the youngsters. And Bilic showed that, you know, he put a bit of faith for them in the second half and just threw them on there. So I think overall it spells sort of good omens, I think, for us for the season to come. So let's just keep getting that fitness up, keep getting the new players bedded in, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I have to agree, actually. I thought the last night's game, I mean, me and Charlie did a review and struggled to speak about anything because it was that boring. But I thought today we were sharper, the tempo was higher, we were pressing a bit more. There's quite a lot of positives to take from today's game, I think, actually. Defence, a bit so-so, but I don't think they got tested much again. This Werder Bremen side were quite poor, actually. I don't think they got too much of a test, if you like. 2 more friendlies to go in pre-season. I think that's going to tell us a lot. I think we need to start gradually increasing the tempo and taking them a bit more serious to get ready for the Premier League. It starts 2 weeks tomorrow. We'll play Man U in 2 weeks' time. So it's now time to start getting a little bit more serious with the results, etc. Last question, Dan, on your debut, who was your man of the match today for West Ham?
Oh, man of the match. Well, I'm going to go with Masuaku. I'm going to go with Masuaku for me, just because I really enjoyed seeing him go forward in his runs and some of the balls he put in, and he just seems like a menace. So I'm going to go Masuaku. Yeah,
I'm going to go for our new signing, Arnautovic. I thought every time he got the ball, it looked like he was going to make something happen. He often did make something happen. And he was putting himself about a bit. He's committing a good bit of fouls in the final third. And I actually like that. It breaks their play up completely. It pisses off defenders. And it's about time we started doing that and just really getting nitty gritty, if you like. But that's my man of match. Dan chose Masuaku. You guys at home, let us know your man of match. You can comment below or come onto the forum at hammerschat.com. But subscribe, like, and stick around because we'll be back very soon with another video. Thank you for joining us.